You ever feel completely overwhelmed, just on the absolute edge of burnout? Well, what if the solution wasn't in some modern self-help book, but in a 2,000-year-old letter? That's what we're digging into today, an ancient secret that totally flips the script on what it means to be strong, especially when you feel weak. I mean, we've all been there, right? That moment when the pressure is just, it's too much, and all you can think about is walking away. It's a deeply human feeling, and it turns out it's definitely not a new one. And look, this isn't just in your head. Burnout is a real, legitimate crisis today. But the struggle itself, it's as old as time. 2,000 years ago, a leader known as the Apostle Paul was facing his own epic-level burnout in the ancient city of Corinth. And his strategy for surviving it is, frankly, kind of mind-blowing. So to really get what he did, you first have to understand the insane pressure cooker he was living in. And I'm not talking about just a bad week at the office. This was a full-blown, career-ending crisis. Just look at this list of accusations. His critics weren't just debating his ideas. They were launching these deeply personal attacks. They were actually using his struggles against him. Basically saying, see, all this hardship, all this suffering, it just proves he's a fraud, a total failure. And yet, what does he do? Instead of quitting, Paul just doubles down. He writes twice, right here in this one section, "We do not lose heart." You just have to wonder, how? What on earth was his secret? Okay, this is where it gets really good, because he flips the entire problem on its head with one single powerful metaphor. A metaphor that completely changes how we think about strength and weakness. First, he establishes the value of what he's carrying. His message, his purpose, he says it's incredibly valuable. He calls it a treasure. But then, here comes the twist. This priceless, incredible treasure, it isn't locked away in a high-security vault. Nope. It's held in the most ordinary, fragile, breakable thing you can imagine, a simple, cheap clay pot. So who are these jars of clay? Well, it's him, it's us, it's human beings. Weak, flawed, and let's be honest, often pretty unimpressive on the outside. And here it is. This is the mic drop moment. The weakness wasn't the problem to be solved. The weakness was the entire point. The very fact that the jar was cracked and fragile proved that the amazing power inside couldn't possibly be coming from the jar itself. It had to be from somewhere else. Now, this core idea then just explodes into a series of stunning paradoxes. You can almost think of them like dispatches from a spiritual battlefield. Paul lays out these four incredible contrasts. He's saying, listen, we are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. We're perplexed, but not in despair. We're persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. You see the rhythm? He's constantly taking these massive hits, but he's never, ever out for the count. He boils it all down to this incredible phrase. He's experiencing life's power right in the middle of what looks like death and defeat. It's not about finding life after the fight is over. It's about finding life right in the fight. So how does anyone do this? How do you possibly endure this kind of constant pressure and see it as purposeful instead of just punishing? Well, it all comes down to perspective. And get this comparison is just wild. He takes all his suffering, the beatings, the imprisonments, the rejection, and he calls it all light and momentary. How? How is that possible? Because he's putting it on a different scale. He's weighing it against what he calls an eternal weight of glory. Basically, what we can see and feel right now is temporary. But what's unseen, that's what's eternal. So you see, his resilience wasn't some accident or just a personality trait. It was built on three solid pillars: a deep, unshakable certainty in his calling, a powerful hope for a future that went way beyond his current pain, and a real, tangible purpose he found in serving other people, right here, right now. And here is the absolute key for us. This kind of perspective doesn't just happen to you, it's a choice. It is a deliberate, conscious decision to focus your attention on the unseen, eternal things. And when you do that, the temporary pressures you can see right in front of you start to lose their power. So that brings it all back to us, doesn't it? When you're facing burnout, when you feel like quitting, this 2,000-year-old text leaves us with a really powerful question. What's the unseen treasure that you're carrying? What's the eternal purpose that gives you strength, even now? In other words, what makes being a cracked pot worthwhile?